Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Heather, and I'm part of the marketing team here at Eagle Eye Networks. Today, we are presenting how to sell Eagle Eye Networks. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in Zoom, and we will get back to you after the webinar. Now I will go ahead and introduce our speaker for today. Will Harris has 5 years of experience with Eagle Eye Networks, enabling the growth of sales in North America. He has maintained several roles within the sales organization and developed unique relationships with many of Eagle Eye's channel partners and long-standing end customers. Currently, Will manages the inside sales team and helps lead their selling efforts. And with that, I'll go ahead and pass it on to Will with the rest of the presentation.
Thank you so much, Heather, and good day and welcome to everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. Today's webinar is going to focus predominantly on our Reseller Partner Program, an initiative launched by Eagle Eye Networks in early 2019. But to begin, I'd like to just give a brief overview of our company for those of you who may not be familiar about Eagle Eye. We were founded 8 years ago by Dean Draco, who is still our CEO. He was the former president and chief executive at Barracuda Networks. And over the past 8 years, the growth that's been established and cherished here at Eagle Eye has enabled us to become the #1 cloud video surveillance platform in the world. We are headquartered in Austin, Texas, but our global presence stretches far beyond. We have offices in Tokyo, Japan, Amsterdam, as well as Colombia. And that worldwide reach includes customers in over 80 countries at the moment. And so with that background, let's focus today on our Reseller Partner Program. Again, this is a program that was launched a year ago, but some components of it have been mainstays within the company since our start. At its core, the Reseller Partner Program is really designed to help resellers in their efforts to build and grow a successful business by selling Eagle Eye's VMS hardware and procuring and growing your camera counts so that you can gain more recurring monthly revenue. By enabling and utilizing certain aspects of the Reseller Partner Program, you will fall into a tier in which you will then earn specific benefits within this program itself. Those tiers are listed below. They are Certified, Certified Pro, and Certified Blue. Each carries a different qualification and each entails certain benefits. And on the next slide, we'll cover those. So as you can see here with this chart, we have those 3 tiers. And on the far left-hand side, you'll see that under the certified column, by simply signing up to be an Eagle Eye reseller, by completing the onboarding program, you become a certified reseller with Eagle Eye. And that qualification grants you quite a few benefits. As you can see, many of the same benefits that you earn just from a certification carry on throughout the course of your Eagle Eye selling days as you progress into the Pro category or as you progress even into the Blue category. In order to move up the ranks into those upper tiers, added cameras and added managed accounts are really the 2 main focal points in order to achieve those heightened benefit statuses. And really, when you become a certified Pro or a certified Blue dealer, the main benefit for those 2 tiers is seen in the ability to garner additional discounts when it comes to projects that you register. And that's a program that we'll touch on here in a few minutes. Before we begin on going through the various programs, I wanted just to bring to light about 10 different benefits that are really key components of our relationship with the channel here at Eagle Eye. Many of these programs we'll talk about more in depth, but when you sign up with Eagle Eye, for instance, you will receive a demo bridge. This demo bridge is integral to be able to test out cameras in your office, to be able to test out the software, to become more familiar with it. You will always have at your advantage remote webinar demonstrations performed by Eagle Eye sales executives. The nice thing about this topic is the fact that we live and breathe this stuff every day. We're here to help you, our channel, grow. Lean on us, utilize us. We're always at your disposal when you need a customer demo. EE University is an aspect that's covered during the onboarding process. It contains valuable sales and training materials that educate you on becoming a very viable Eagle Eye reseller. And as far as our marketing department goes, brandable materials are always at your disposal so that you can use that collateral in order to be able to spread your Eagle Eye presence, to be able to spread your knowledge of Eagle Eye, in order to be able to arm your customers with as much information as possible to learn as much as possible about Eagle Eye Networks. So I wanted to kick things off through our program benefits by talking about what I think is really the most principal benefit of becoming a reseller with Eagle Eye. And it's really a philosophy more so than it is a program. It's something that we've taken to heart since the first few days of ourselves being a company, and that is our lead generation efforts. We know that nothing is more important to you, the reseller, than leads. And we also know that from a manufacturing standpoint, sure, we can help you with the leads that you source and that you perhaps bring to us for a demo or that you need to have a quote for, but we want to take it one step further. We want to reciprocate the efforts that you're putting out in the field by doing similar efforts here internally. So to that end, we dedicate a ton of time, a ton of resources, a ton of energy into generating leads on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. We have a team, we call them our market development representative team, and they are in charge of really being the lifeblood of our internal sales force by making 500 calls a week to various lead sources and trying to drive up interest, trying to qualify those leads, trying to get them excited about the cloud, about the product that Eagle Eye offers, and then taking those leads and in turn passing them on to you, the reseller. We do all this because we are purely channel-based, as you all know, but we also feel as though from a manufacturing level, we don't want to be displaced from what is being demanded on the end user level. We want to be able to hear the concerns, the requests of customers. We want to be able to polish and tweak our product to make sure that it's meeting those demands. And we want to be able to drive up interest with those clients so that when we pass those leads to you, hopefully they're layups. Moving on, as we talk about leads that we generate, pass over to you, and that hopefully they are layups that you can then be able to close, understand that a lot of these leads that we'll be passing along are really high-scale, multi-location opportunities. Eagle Eye's Cloud VMS platform is perfectly suited for a customer with multiple geographic locations that has a pain point around the centralized management of those sites. And so when we're talking with a customer that has 50 or 150 or 500 locations, many times that customer will feel a little hesitant, feel a little nervous about jumping in head first. Well, that's okay. We offer up a program that allows them just to dip their feet in the water at first, and that's our pilot program. We never hesitate. We never shy away from instituting a pilot because in our experience, 90% or so of the time, a pilot will succeed. We'd like to think that that's because our software platform is far superior to the others that they might be evaluating and or currently have had in the past. But we also take it to another level in that when we initiate a pilot with a customer, we want to give that customer a white glove treatment. We want to be as focused and dedicated on meeting their needs, meeting what they're expecting of the software, the technology, the hardware even that they're piloting. So we engage that customer throughout the duration of the pilot program, whether it's a 30-day or a 90-day trial. Many times we go to these trials with the assistance of a reseller. And so we work alongside you in engaging the customer constantly, making sure that we're meeting their needs every step of the way. If you have a pilot that you think is worthy of bringing to our attention, or if we have a big customer that we think is a pilot that needs to be handled by you, let's engage together. Let's make sure that customer earns and trusts us throughout the process and that we were able to deliver and then have a customer for life. And so that moves us now to the project registration program. This is probably my favorite program just because probably, more than any other, it consumes the majority of my time. The project registration program was officially launched last year, and this earns you the ability to earn discounts on Eagle Eye VMS hardware depending on what reseller status you fall into, Certified, Certified Pro, or Certified Blue. What the project registration program is designed to enable and help you with are on projects that are out to bid that you might be competing upon with other vendors in the field. If you're in a competition for a particular business, you can visit our website. You can submit a project registration form. You fill out the form, you submit it, it comes into my purview, and you are awarded project registration for that particular opportunity. That discount will be tied to what your status is with us, and it'll arm you with more wiggle room in your margins to be able to price the hardware for the project at a more potentially appeasing rate to the customer, and therefore be able to beat out other competitors who are also vying for that particular business. It's important to note that Eagle Eye VMS cloud subscriptions are not discounted within this particular program. It's focused only on the hardware, and 3 major requirements are needed for eligibility when you register a project. First off, the project registration form must be submitted 21 days prior to the issuance of the purchase order for that particular opportunity. Project registration is not eligible for repeat business submissions on existing Eagle Eye accounts, nor is project registration eligible on leads that are generated by the Eagle Eye sales team. The Cloud Boost program has been around since pretty much the start of the company. And the reason why we initiated it so long ago and still continue to promote it today is because back then, as it is right now, there are still very many analog systems that are in the field. These analog systems obviously are old, they're antiquated, and they carry with them probably an insufficient software package. In many cases, when I talk to a customer who's utilizing an analog-based platform, they're very rarely even checking the video because chances are they can't even view the video on their phone. So the Cloud Boost program greatly encourages you to go into these environments, which we call kind of our low-hanging fruit, and convince the customer, hey, with a subsidized rate on a particular bridge, you can immediately upgrade the software environment that you're experiencing. And therefore, it'll be more impactful to your business operations, and you'll get more out of the equipment that you already have installed. So what I've done in the past is I'll go into a particular store that I know has an analog system. I'll inquire about the need or the interest in potentially changing out the DVR that's in the back server room. I'll take one of our analog IP combo bridges. I'll walk back there. I'll disconnect the coax cables. I'll plug our bridge in. Takes about 5 to 10 minutes. I'll go out to the customer. I'll pull up the app on my phone, get them a login, and they'll quickly be able to see the difference between the old platform they were using and this new cloud VMS platform. In my experience, every single time the customer has been mesmerized by the change. You leave that bridge in place, you let them try it out, potentially even utilizing our pilot program for a couple weeks, and the customer will immediately, probably less than 2 weeks out, will come back to you and say, this is transformative, this is what I need to be utilizing, this is what I need to go with. And then you'll be able to close the deal by quoting and selling that bridge at a much discounted rate than what's listed on our price list. And then weeks down the road, chances are, because this has happened quite a bit for me, the customer will call you and they will say, hey, now that I have this progressive video solution, now that I have this intuitive app, let's go ahead and change out these cameras. Let's upgrade them to IP. Let's go digital. It's time. And you'll naturally have an upsell through this Cloud Boost program. So if you're looking for a way to quickly grow your RMR base, to quickly add cameras to your account, I highly recommend this program. I highly recommend purchasing several of our analog IP combo bridges, carrying them around with you, because when you inquire upon a potential sale, having this bridge in hand or in your truck is really key to quickly capitalizing on a legacy system upgrade that can happen in a lot of environments because there are a ton of analog systems still out there. And so this takes us to probably our most unique program within our reseller partner portal, and that is the Cloud Call program. This is an initiative that we launched a couple years ago, but really refined and polished last year. And it's something that I think is so unique and really, for lack of a better word, so cool. The Cloud Call program is designed for a reseller of ours that may not have been a traditional security integrator back in the day. Even if you were, you could still utilize this. But for the many resellers we get that come from the IT world, MSP, perhaps telco, alarm, you have an existing list of clients that you've serviced for many years. And I'm sure you've serviced them very well. So I'm sure that they still admire and respect your business. It may be a little daunting when you're starting to add a video platform to your offering to say, okay, I've got 500 existing customers. Boy, how can I get them interested in Eagle Eye? Well, that's where we come in. We can work on assembling a list, being able to effectively put together a script, and then our market development team will actually call on your behalf to all of these customers. They will have a snazzy message where it sounds as if they're just an extension of your organization. They'll strike up an interest with that particular customer. They'll set a meeting for that customer. They'll, of course, invite you to that meeting. And then that customer will feel as though the same great service that they received from the alarm business that you sold them, the telephone, the IT, whatever, is being now utilized in the video side of things. So it's really a unique program. It's a way for us to quickly turn existing customers onto Eagle Eye and, of course, grow that RMR in a very rapid fashion. Another marketing program that we have at Eagle Eye is our cooperative marketing program, and this is something that's starting to gain quite a bit of traction. Let me give a hypothetical of why this is impactful. I've been to several end-user specific shows, and we've always got a snazzy booth, and we've got a beautiful live demo on a big screen TV that attracts guests into our booth. And they'll start asking a bunch of different questions, and we'll show them the intuitiveness of the software and explain why the power of the cloud is so key. But inevitably, that customer will start asking questions about price. They'll start asking questions about install and cabling, etc. These are questions that really, as an Eagle Eye sales representative, we're not prepared to answer because we do go to market strictly through the channel. So what better option than to have a reseller in the booth with us that can handle these questions while the customer is very interested, while they're hot? This enables a immediate close of sale sometimes, or if not an immediate close, it'll keep the fires burning and enable hopefully a pretty quick close once the show is over. So that's just one example of where our cooperative marketing efforts can really be impactful. But it can stretch far beyond a show. You could utilize us with a truck, or our logo with a truck, or you could utilize us in various other advertising ways. If you're at all interested in learning more about our marketing co-op program, I would very much encourage you to reach out to our marketing team. They are excited to learn about any type of new inquiries that you may have as to how to utilize our brandable materials, our collateral. And they would love to be able to assist you in any way possible by looking at co-funding certain events or certain activities or certain interests that you may have to co-represent your company and Eagle Eye. And so that wraps up the programs that we wanted to discuss today during this webinar. Again, I really appreciate the time that you spent with us, and I hope that you will be able to utilize one or all of these programs moving forward. Since our founding, Eagle Eye Networks has been devoted to our channel partners. We can't do what we do without you. And so we very much appreciate all the efforts that you put in, and this program is really designed to just heighten and escalate those efforts to closed-won opportunities even more so. And so with that, I just want to reiterate my thanks for joining us, and I want to kick it back to Heather for some concluding thoughts.
Great. Thanks, Will, for being our speaker today, and thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. We have come to the end of our presentation, but what are the next steps for you? Below, we have our contact information. If you're interested in becoming an Eagle Eye Networks reseller, contact us via call or through email at sales@een.com. If you are an existing dealer and want to learn more about any of these programs or have questions, you can reach out to us there as well, or also contact Will Harris specifically, and he can be reached at wharris@een.com. Lastly, following this webinar, you will receive an email from us with the recording of this webinar, as well as the content slides and some further information on the subjects we discussed. Thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.